Hey there, Earthlings. It's me, Eric Taylor, aka the Extraterrestrial, and I'm here with a Spirits Unleashed video for you. And I did it all here in my wild and crazy space. We're in the middle of a home reconfiguration right now, and so I threw my setup together, which is why there's any audio weirdness in the background. I apologize. And why the video may seem a little bit rushed is because I was just wanting to get my thoughts into a video and get it up for people to watch and get hyped about the game. So I apologize if things are a little bit rambly or a little bit rushed. I will be making more videos in the near future with regards to all of the various elements that we saw in the stream as I take more information in. But for now, enjoy the video. Greetings, Earthlings, and welcome back to the Mothership. I'm Eric Taylor, aka the Extraterrestrial, and today we're going to talk about a game that I have been incredibly excited for about a year and a half now since I heard about its upcoming release, and that is Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed. This is an asymmetrical game, so a lot like Dead by Daylight or VHS or Evolve, and it's being released by Illfonic. Now, Illfonic has had a couple of other asymmetric titles. I believe they did a Predator one. I haven't followed anything that they've done prior to now because while I think the asymmetric genre has a lot of potential, I haven't ever been a big fan of the themes of any of those games. Dead by Daylight and VHS don't do it for me because I'm not a big horror fan, but what I am is a huge Ghostbusters fan. So this got me excited immediately. I was thrilled to tune into their live stream and check out their gameplay reveal trailer that they did today. Now, a couple of notes about that live stream. One, it was a little bit rough. I don't know if Illfonic will ever see this video, but if they do, I would love to see a script going forward. Not necessarily word for word, point by point, but just a bullet list of what you want to hit. And so things feel a little bit more natural. There were several instances during the video today, during the stream today, I apologize, where it felt like nobody knew where they wanted to go next. And that was a little bit disconcerting as a viewer because A, you're always kind of afraid that maybe there's a point getting missed or something's getting glossed over or skipped. But B, it just kind of felt a little bit rushed and ill prepared, and I didn't like feeling that way. But once we got into the real gameplay and the meat and potatoes of everything, I actually lost all those feelings. It felt great. So I hope that as we move forward, there have been mentioned that there will be more live streams in the future covering other parts of the game, that we can clean that up a little bit. Now, let's talk about the really, really positive things, the things I'm super excited for. One, it's a Ghostbusters game. Ghostbusters is one of my favorite IPs. It's one of the things that has crafted my nerddom from the very, very beginning. My dad took me to see Ghostbusters when I was essentially just a toddler. So it's always been a part of my life, and I'm really, really excited for this game. I think that they have nailed the way asymmetric gameplay should work. The four Ghostbusters going in and going after the one ghost that's just terrorizing a building is so in flavor for Ghostbusters as a thing that you can practically taste it. And that's really, really cool. In addition, I think the ghosts and the particle effects, be it the particle thrower, the trap, the riffs, the minions, the haunting effect, all of those look cool. They absolutely are gorgeous, and they have really given me a great atmospheric vibe that I'm a fan of. If I had one criticism, I'm not a big personal fan of the human models, be it the civilians or the Ghostbusters themselves, but I get the style that they were going for. And the more I watched the gameplay, the more I became okay with it. And it looks okay in first person, especially just when your teammates or a civilian was on screen. In addition to that, the mechanics look solid. I like that the maps are very vertical. They made special note of that during the stream, that they have designed things to be vertical, and they've given you an option to have a secondary gadget. You use that slot to be able to, kind of zip line your way up with a kind of grapnel. That's really cool. I like the calming civilian mechanic. I like that there is more to do for the Ghostbusters than just run around and destroy stuff with a proton pack. I like the tracking mechanic that goes on with the PK meter. I obviously like wrangling the ghost. I like that it becomes easier to wrangle the ghosts the more streams you throw on them. I didn't see any indication that there's a cross streams mechanic, which I kind of think is a missed opportunity if you didn't manage to do that. And I like that the gadgets have secondary functions. The PKE overload pulse was kind of interesting. I'll have to see how that works out. I liked seeing the other elements, and we will have videos in the future going over these things in more detail as we learn more and as I watch the video a few more times to learn more about it. A couple of the things that concerned me are the balance. It seemed like for a long time the Ghostbusters just had this huge advantage. Today's stream was almost entirely about the Ghostbuster, and everything that was talked about made it seem like the Ghostbusters are going to easily win most of their games. But then I saw the Ghost come from like hugely behind and somehow win the game in their gameplay stream. So apparently, maybe it's either way more balanced than it seems to be, or Ghosts are OP, or they were just kind of showing off things to the stream. I'm not sure which. So until I get hands-on experience with that and see more gameplay and talk with more people, that is something that I'm a little bit nervous about. And the only other thing that I am nervous about is the maps seem kind of small, and maybe that's going to be an issue. I don't know how many maps we're going to see at launch, and I don't know the cadence with which they will release more maps, but with the maps feeling kind of small, I really hope that the gameplay feels fresh enough that that isn't going to be a concern. But based on what I saw, that's actually very low on my level of concerns. Now, a few last things about it before we get this video all wrapped up for you. The game is coming out on the 18th of October. Pre-orders are live on Xbox and PlayStation, as well as on the Epic Game Store, which is where I will personally be playing. But there is a little bit of concern there for me, and that is that this is the first gameplay footage we have seen. It expressly states that this is alpha gameplay, and that the game that they're playing, well, yes, it's several builds back from the internal build that they're running, is seemingly kind of still early in development. At least that's how Jordan made it sound. That might have been a misinterpretation on my part, or may have been something that he misspoke about, but it was a little bit concerning that this is the first real gameplay that we've seen with a launch date 2 months away. So I'm really hoping that we see a lot more from them very quickly here. I'm also hoping that there's beta testing and stress testing on the horizon. I would love to get a beta key if you are doing a beta, Illfonic, and want to throw me one, and get involved in testing the game and giving my feedback. But my biggest hope is for stress testing. A game like this could be in big trouble if there's huge latency issues or connection issues or ghosting or those kind of things. And so I'd really like to see some kind of stress test going forward. Besides that, the environment looks amazing. Jordan, the lead designer, mentioned on several occasions that it was incredibly important for them as a design team to integrate the elements of gameplay, which is hugely important for a game, and especially when you're going to spend, tens, 20s, hundreds of hours playing it, and mesh that with the canonical design and aesthetic choices of the Ghostbusters franchise. And I think that they did an amazing job. The PKE meters look incredible. The proton packs look amazing. The thrower looks great. And the environment looks really cool and has the suitably comically creepy vibe to it. I liked all the slime appearing as the haunt progressed and those kind of things. So overall, I'm very positive about what I saw today from Illfonic. I'm hoping that everything we continue to see is great, and that we see some more gameplay and some stress testing / beta testing in the near future. And otherwise, I'm stoked to jump into the game on October 18th, and I hope I'll see many of you there. For now, though, I've been Extraterrestrial. Thanks for watching. Peace on Earth, Earthlings.